my friends, we're back again. I have Rodney's Mary Jane guitar again, which y'all remember from the last video. We put some tuners on it and strung it up and did some setup on it. But Rodney says that he would like to see if I could get the action a little bit lower on it, and he wants me to get it as low as I can get it without having any buzz in the strings. And you know, that's a balancing act. That's hard to do. It's not hard to do. It's a challenge. A lot of it depends on a particular player, because everybody tends to hit the strings a little differently. I sometimes tend to hit mine a little bit hard, so what I adjust for me to not get any buzz might not work for somebody else. And anyway, it's a balancing act between getting the strings low enough to the fretboard to be easy to play and high enough off the fretboard to where they're not buzzing against the frets when you strike the strings. So I am going to kind of go about it the way I normally do on my guitar when I'm setting them up for me, which is usually who I'm setting them up for. But yeah, I don't do a lot of work for other folks, but for my bandmates, I'll do stuff for them. And Rodney's a patient guy. He'll let me know if he wants something else, he'll let me know, and I have no problem with that whatsoever. That suits me just fine. I'm just trying to make adjustments as I can and try to please him the best that I can. So I'm going to show you, first I'm going to check for the truss rod, which is the rod that runs through the neck and takes the bow. The neck is straight. Let me see if I can do this. Neck is straight, pretty much straight when there's no tension on it. When you put strings on it, it will tend to bring up one end of it a little bit because of the string tension. Truss rod is in the neck, so you can tighten it up and bring that neck back down to counteract the tension of the strings. That's the role of the truss rod. And you really don't want it to be absolutely flat, because the string needs a certain amount of room, and it's not a lot, to vibrate freely, because that string, when you hit it, it moves. It's going like so, really fast, but it's going like so. So you know, if you got it sitting right here on top of a fret and it's just almost touching it, and it starts vibrating, it'll start vibrating against the frets. That's string buzz. That's what we want to avoid. You can get away with a tiny bit of string buzz sometimes, not much. So let's see, what I'm going to do is try to get the camera over here so you can, let me get my glasses on. Okay, sorry, I was trying to find a decent spot to put the camera so you can kind of see what I'm doing here to check the neck to see what the truss rod looks like. Now, there's many ways to do this. There's a lot of people that use feeler gauges and such as that to measure distances. I don't really do that. I discovered this easier way somewhere, somehow, sometime in my past. This is what I do. Quick check, you don't need any tools. All right, I'll take this is my left hand, and up here by the neck, first fret. I'm going to push that fret down. I'm going to push that string. This is my 6th string, my big string. I'm going to push it down till it's touching the fret. Now I'm going to take my right hand, and I'm going to take my little finger and put it down here on a fret. It's not extremely important which one. just put it on a fret where the neck meets the body more or less. And I'm gonna stretch my index finger way over here as far as I can, about in the middle of the neck. And I'm gonna push down. What I'm doing is bouncing, trying to see if that string will bounce off the neck. If it's already touching the neck, I can tell by touching it. This one's not touching the neck. And it's really close, really close. So I don't think that there's anything I can do to the truss rod and make this neck any flatter than it is and get the strings down any more than they are. Because the only way, if I went down any farther, the buzz is just going to get worse. It's as low, it's about as straight, the neck is about as straight as you can get it and still be able to make some adjustments on it and be able to play it. So, that being said, we're going to move back down here to the other end of the guitar. Let me see if I can have any luck moving this down here. And maybe a little bit more down. And see if we can make any adjustments down here at the bridge on these saddles on individual strings, and see if we can drop the height of the strings from here. There is a pretty good bit of movement there, of heights there, so it's possible that we might be able to change that a bit. And the way we're going to do that is these saddles, each individual string, each individual saddle has a height adjuster on it. I got to find the right Allen wrench. Let me see if it's this one. No. Hopefully it's this one. Yeah, that's it. Okay, this is what is this? 1.5 millimeter. Tiny little fella. So, what I'm going to do now is I am going to lower this saddle a little bit, which means I'm going to back these two screws out that are holding this saddle up. I don't know if you can see close enough to see. Give me just a second to get you a close-up view, if I can, of what we're looking at. See if I can get this pointed in the right direction. So here's our saddle. There's our two screws, there and there. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to back these screws out, which will lower that saddle. I'll get down here so maybe you can see. I'm just going to turn them about 1/4 of a turn. There's 1/4 of a turn on that one. There's 1/4 of a turn on that one. Now I'm going to go back up here where we were. That gives you an idea of what we were doing. Now, that lowered this string just a little bit. I don't know how much, but it lowered it a little bit. Let me turn off my music that's playing, which happened to be the Long Creek Band, my favorite band. My favorite band, see it? Long Creek Band. We're going to plug this guitar up in my little desktop amp. So far, I need to it all up a little bit. This is just a little bit of rudimentary checking. Alright, no buzz I can hear. Let's try a little more. Another quarter of a turn. Still no buzz. Another quarter of a turn. Okay, still good. We're definitely lowering this string. Another quarter turn. Okay, still good, still good. Let's go again. Another quarter turn. I didn't think I'd be able to get down this far. Oop, where are we? I can tell by looking down the side that's lowered it considerably. Let's go a little more. He said low as you can get it. That's what we're going to shoot for. Now, I may quit here in just a minute, lower all the other strings and then start strumming, because a lot of times you'll hear it when you start strumming, you won't hear it when you're single picking like this. I think I might just be just hitting the verge. So I'm going to, yeah, that's dropped it considerably way down from the others. So what I'm going to do now is drop these other strings visually instead of going turn by turn like that. I'm gonna look. I'm looking down this way, and I can see that this string is, there's something hanging on my finger. I can see this first string, the one I just adjusted, is much lower than the others in relation to the fretboard. So I'm just going to kind of lower the other ones down there in that general vicinity, just using my eyeballs. Okay, let's see what we got here. I am going to tune it up Just lay it on the table like this. I'm going to tune it up. I'm not going to hold it and tune it. I just want to get it in the general direction of where we need to be tuning wise. I think, where am I? I think I'm too close. I think my pickup's too close. I'm going to lower this pickup a little bit. I drop the back end of that string a lot. Let's try that. Okay, back to tuning. I don't know if y'all can see. I can see that tuner. Alright, volume up. Tune. Ooh, I can hear that one buzzing already, but let's bring it up. Yeah, well, it was detuned a lot. It's still going to have to come up though, because I can hear it buzzing already. But let's tune them. I can hear that one buzzing too. I can hear that one buzzing too. A little bit sharp. Okay. Start back on the other end. Since I tuned everything up, it brought more tension into the neck, so it's made the strings, first strings I tuned a little bit slack. All right, we're going to give it a shot. See how it does now. Let me have a drink. I got to get me a drink of water. let's raise this one just a little, which means I'm going to turn them in. I'll go in a quarter turn. And while I'm at it, quarter turn on all these other batter strings. They're all going to need it a little bit. My timer on my light switch in my garage here timed out on me, so the light went off. I'll raise that one. Okay. Oh, I got a tune again. I got them all out of tune when I raised them. I got to plug in here. Okay. There. When tuning, should always tune up to the note instead of tuning down to the note. So if you get it too sharp, you should always back it off, go back down, and then come back up. That's too sharp, so I gotta go down. Now I gotta come back up to it. That will, let me bend it a little bit and see if I can take slack out of it. There we go. If you tune down to the note, you'll end up with a little bit of slack in your tuning key and just in friction from the points where it goes across the bridge and goes across the nut. And when you start playing, you'll pull that slack out and it'll go flat. But if you tune up to it, you don't have that. A little flat. Okay, there we are, back in tune. Back in the input, turn my amp back on. Let's see where we are now. Tuner. Come on, Tuner. Cooperate with me. I gotta use two hands. Let's see where we are. Oh, I made it sharp when I changed it naturally. They're all a little sharp when they're up like this instead of laying on the, you get them right. That's why you really need to always tune up when you've got it in, got your instrument either on the strap hanging around your neck or in an upright position like this one is here. Because it makes a slight difference when it's laying down horizontally instead of up vertically like this. Come on. Come on, B string. There you are. E string's where you need to be. Okay, that sounds good. And back in the amp. Not bad. I don't know, I think that might play pretty well just like it is. I lowered those strings considerably. I don't know what all these knobs do on this guitar. push them and pull them, and I don't know what all it changes, but they got different sounds. Yeah, this may work. I think I will turn it back to him, and let me set it down there, get you up here. So you can see my pretty face again. Too much. Lean back. All right. Here we are. Turn my amp off and my tuner off. I believe we got the action lowered considerably for the little Mary Jane guitar. I'm not Rodney, so I don't know how his touch is gonna react when he gets a hold of this guitar, but I think he might be happy with it. If he's not, he can let me know and I can raise it or lower it a little bit more, depending. Well, no, I really can't. Well, no, I really can't lower it anymore. I think this is about as low as it'll go without buzzing. I don't think you can stretch anything else out of it. It's pretty darn low. There's not much slack in those strings nowadays. So that's going to be it. I think the question is going to be, does he hear a buzz when he's playing the strings? From what I can tell, he seems to have more sensitive ears than I do. He hears things that I don't hear, and you wouldn't really think that would be the case because he's the one with the hearing aids, but I think the hearing aids has supercharged his hearing a bit. Mine relying on my 70-year-old ears to hear, that's been abused by all this music for all these years. So yeah, I probably am missing a few things nowadays that I didn't miss it once upon a time. That's just the way it is. What else you gonna do? Life robs you of a few things, but it hadn't robbed me enough to be a problem, so I think I can hear the buzz pretty well. We'll see what Rodney thinks when I get it back to him and give him a chance to put his stuff on here and see if he likes the direction we went or thinks we should turn around and go back just a little bit, or what. He may be pretty happy with it. I think he will. That's enough for this time. I think we've done about all we can do this time around on this guitar, so I'm going to say this one's done again. I think I said this last time and it wasn't quite done yet, so it may not be done this time either. I don't know. But if it's not, we can always come back and do some more to it. No problem there. So until next time, I will see y'all next project comes along. Bye.